What's going on, wrestling fans, and especially to those in the NWF Army? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. It has been a while since I've last been to an NWF show. I think the last time I was at a show was at the anniversary show this past November. But I can assure the NWF Army, and I even told my guests and company, I will be back. I might just come back out of surprise, out of nowhere, like an RKO, who knows? But I'm coming back, NWF, just putting it out there. Now, my guest is a man from NWF, worked his way up from Future Stars to the main roster. He is a former Unified champion. He is the current Ring Generals podcast champion. He is one half of the Team Ohio Womans, alongside with Beck Reed's Case
Case
Closed.
closed.
And he's been seen in NWF. He's been seen at Elite Wrestling Alliance. He's been seen at Emerge Wrestling. He's been seen out there in Michigan as well. The man is all over the Midwest. He's doing it. He's high ultra. He is Nick Ultima. He's with me right now. How's it going, man?
I'm great. That was one hell of an intro, man. Thank you so much. Wow.
I know. I look. I try. I try. But how are you, sir?
I'm doing really well. It snowed in a bit over here and
Yeah.
I don't know, it's actually pretty chill. It's a nice kind of snow day. It's not too much and not too little. It feels okay.
Yeah, it's the same here in Lexington, Kentucky. I think my family was a little worried about me. They live in Georgia, um, so I live in Central Kentucky, so we didn't get the worst of the quote unquote snow and stuff. So it was a little bit of snow, but wasn't all that bad.
Good.
So all things considered. So Nick, I've met you at the NWF
Yep.
less than probably less than a year ago. I definitely met you 2024 at least for the most part.
Mhm.
And you so you are from Dayton, Ohio, at least around that area.
Yep.
And you've been so did you start training with NWF or did you was training in Dayton prior to that? How did the early stages of your wrestling got started?
Oh man. Well, I'm a lot older than I seem, Kenny. I'm actually 33. So Um, I actually attempted training to be a professional wrestler back when I was 21 in Michigan. Um, and it was an experience for sure. I was not mentally ready and I definitely was not physically ready for it. So I put the brakes on it and kind of just pursued regular life stuff, having your job, making your payments, your rent, living your life. But there was just something that just always felt missing. And throughout my 20s, I just always was thinking, will I go back? Will I go back? And then I realized I'm not getting any younger. So by age 30, I just went ahead and put everything in and just went to NWF at Bone Crushers, and here we are. It's kind of like a redemption arc where I'm at right now. So that's my story.
You know what? That's good to hear. Sometimes you have to take a pause just to go through some things just to
Hmm.
see if if there's something else out there for you. You
Hmm.
it was something that you always wanted to do, but maybe it wasn't the right time. Um, but sometimes we go through certain phases in life, and then um, somehow it reels you back in into your 30s, and here
Yep.
you are. I definitely consider you definitely one of the rising talent here in Ohio. And in the NWF especially, you've worked your way up. Started at the Future Stars division, working at wrestling shows at Bone Crushers. You even made appearances at other cities in the Cincinnati area, Northern Kentucky. So
Hmm.
I see you out and about, most notably in Covington and Ludlow. Um, but you made some strides. And as you pointed out, this is a redemption arc, and
Hmm.
you off to a solid start. I mean, you two championships in, unified champion for NWF and in the Ring Generals, podcast champion. So
Hmm.
yeah, you're doing good things, obviously. So how did a few years into your second attempt at wrestling, how do you feel about your progress up to this point?
Man, I feel like I was really able to just take everything of what I thought I knew about wrestling and just factory reset it and just take in so much new information from different perspectives from different people, such as Wildcat Chris Harris, Roger, Star Rider, Pompano Joe, just various really talented people within NWF and even outside of it. And just, you know, I'm very thankful to have so many areas I can pull like knowledge from. And I think it's fine. It finally was able to like synchronize with my brain because, before when you attempt it, sometimes you get a little bit too excited being in there. And, you kind of just don't know what you're doing and it's just not syncing right. So then you're like, is this actually really good for me? But with maturity and just stepping back, it gave me a broader perspective.
Yeah, you are a very mature, very wise individual. I definitely sense it. I've seen it up close, um, and NWF they built a lot of good talent throughout their near 30-year history. You mentioned
Hmm.
guys like Pompano Joe, he's been around for a long time. Star Rider, who's had success in OVW and in NWF. Wildcat
Hmm.
Chris Harris, he's been for majority of the major promotions, and the fact that he's there just being the mentor and the trainer for you guys and girls.
Hmm.
That tells you he even in his late years he feel like he's still got more to offer to the next generation like yourself. So yeah, I've been a fan of NWF for a long time, and I've been a regular attendee for like the last 2 years or so.
Hmm.
And it's definitely one of the premier promotions in the Cincinnati area, in the Ohio area. And, you definitely have grown and evolved so much this last couple of years. You definitely getting a lot more confident. You branching out. So yeah, you've done some great things, man, and I'm just excited to see what you got in store next, man. So this past Saturday
Uh-huh.
it was at Fairfield, I believe, at the Miami Valley Premier Athletics. You had a match with a intriguing character,
I
uh,
sure
a,
did.
a man, a man that calls himself the Mozart of professional wrestling. He's a veteran in the business. He goes by the name of
Hmm.
Gaston LaRue. Hard fought match from what I've heard. You did pick up the victory. You spoiled his debut, but how how you face a multitude of characters.
Hmm.
Big characters, strong characters, quick characters. From my experience of seeing Gaston, he's very calculated with what he does. He's a very calculated competitor. Um,
Absolutely.
and he's going through a different phase of his career. He's switched things up himself. What was it like going up against Gaston this past Saturday?
It was it was great. It was nice being able to change it up a bit and actually focus on the more technical side because I don't feel like I really been able to showcase that a whole lot. So it was really cool. It was a lot of back and forth. I felt like, we had really good chemistry and matched each other quite well. And I would absolutely love to run it back with him. I feel like we can do some really amazing things moving forward.
Yeah, Gaston is a true talent.
Hmm.
Glad NWF got him on for a night, and hopefully that means that the NWF Army will see more of him in the future. Um, and he's a lot could be said about him. He's a good talent. He's a good
Yeah,
talent,
absolutely.
and he's gonna bring the best out of whoever he works with. He's gonna make things
Hmm.
work, one way or another. He wants to win, obviously, but
Yeah.
he's going to, like any other competitor should, but he's gonna do what he's got to do. Um,
Yep.
I like Gaston. He's a good talent. Very, very good, man. Respect to him. Um, so now, Mr. Ultima, um,
Uh-huh.
now you've really shown what you can do as a singles competitor
Uh-huh.
for numerous promotions. The resume speaks for itself, obviously. You have formed a tag team as of last year. You and a fellow NWF talent. He's more of an investigator, more like a Sherlock Holmes-esque, if you will, always on the case. He goes by the name of Beck Reeves, Case Closed, and y'all formed a team called the Ohio Womits.
Yep.
Now y'all formed that, and y'all got to put that team to the test, put the tag team, the teaming, the chemistry to the test, you could say. It
Uh-huh.
emerged last year, a couple of months back. Um, and it was a valiant effort on your part. So I was at the last show, the Emerge a couple of weeks ago, and y'all was just hanging out. Y'all was just hanging out in the crowd, just enjoying the show. So there was a match that took place, and the match ended, and some individuals felt the need to confront you and Beck, and things almost got out of hand. I'm assuming it's the same guys that y'all faced in your debut. I want to know the story between you guys and those individuals. What's really going on between you with y'all two?
Well, so actually when we debuted at Emerge, we faced Jordan Cage
Yeah,
and Chris Owens,
yeah,
but Portrait of Perfection for their Emerge tag team titles.
yeah.
Um, we came up a bit short in that, but we were able to showcase who we were for the amount of time that we were given. And Alienated Youth was the team that we confronted, and they had also previously faced Portrait of Perfection and also came up short. It seems like they've kind of gone a little bit of a different direction working with Jason Hotch, and well, they kind of did some not so honorable things in terms of uh, getting Jason Hotch that win. And we honestly, the way that we are, we kind of had to just take a stand and, not tolerate what they did. And it looks like management took notice of that and is wanting us to face Alienated Youth at March 22nd back at
Yeah,
Emerge.
yeah, and that's gonna take place at Columbus, Indiana.
Yep,
They are one of the premier promotion out there in Indiana. They got a lot of talent. They be bringing some Cincinnati folks in there,
yep,
outside of NWF as well. So, um, it was a good show that I was at. So check them out. Emerge Wrestling out of Columbus, Indiana. The next show is on March the 23rd. So check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for more information. More match announcements will be made for that event in the coming weeks or so. So it's almost a month away. So now we know Beck and Nick coming back. They're looking to make a statement. They want to get back in the hunt for the tag team titles.
absolutely.
So we'll definitely see how that unfolds. So yeah, Nick and Beck, Ohioans.
Yep.
So keep Emerge fans. All I gotta say is get familiar with Nick and Beck. They're not just coming there just to be there. They want to make a statement, especially in that tag team division. So now prior to that, I have been seeing you and Beck numerous times in the last
Yeah,
few weeks because prior to Emerge, I saw you guys at Indianapolis for
yeah,
Royal Rumble weekend, and you and Beck were just hanging out at the Wrestling Revolver show. Um,
yep.
those that don't know, that is a Sammy Callahan promotion. Sammy out of TNA Wrestling, and it is ooh, if you want to go to an insane, if you want to go to a show that's just boiled with chaos, you go to Wrestling Revolver. I've been to two shows in the last few months. I've been to the last one at Dayton, and I've been
Hmm.
to one to Indianapolis. It is chaotic as it can get. Um, if if you can envision Nick, if you can envision Sammy Callahan and that brain of his to put together a wrestling show, it will be exactly what you see at Wrestling Revolve.
Yeah.
It's just bone chaos. I'm assuming from your appearance that you didn't wrestle that night. You was just hanging out, you and Beck. And
Uh-huh.
you're a Dayton guy, obviously. They do shows in Dayton. I'm
Yep.
assuming that's a goal of yours at some point. You want to be at a Wrestling Revolver show one day.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly. Me and Beck both would like to.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's you'll be ready to handle all the you've been to a multitude of shows. Some are laid back and everything, but this is insanity.
Yeah, it's a true true test.
It's like a caution sign going into that show.
Hmm.
You if that opportunity were to present itself, you ready to go really go through that, man?
Absolutely.
All right, man. No
Yep.
hesitation. No
I feel like
hesitation.
that could bring out a lot more creativity and, we can be able to express ourselves in a different light in that kind of style of wrestling.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, for sure. So, um, man, and you are also the current Ring Generals champion. Now,
Hmm.
um, obviously, man, being a champion at this point, and as you pointed out, this is your redemption arc. So with
Yep.
redemption comes results. You seen the results. You are unified champion, and you are a Ring Generals champion. How do you feel about getting some gold at
It's
this stage of your career?
Man, it's honestly pretty surreal. I didn't really have too many plans to like sought after titles. I really just was coming back to this just to see, you know, reset my brain, just get back in the fold of wrestling and just see where it takes me. Just kind of have a clear, open mind, and here we are. It's completely unexpected, but I'm also putting in the work. I am going for it. So at the end of the day, when I look back, I am making those strides to move up the ladder, even though sometimes, we're our own biggest critic. Sometimes we feel like we take a couple of steps back down, but you know, that's us battling ourselves mentally. But everyone around us sees the bigger picture that we can't always see. So here we are.
So, NWF, they got a plethora of shows coming up.
Hmm.
They do shows almost every weekend, every Saturday for the most part. I'm as far as I'm looking at the NWF schedule right now, the y'all going to be making your Bethel, Ohio debut on the
Yeah.
28th. That's going to be a fundraiser for the school at the Bethel Tate Middle School. It's going to be a fundraiser show. That's actually a Friday on the 28th. And then, of course, oh man, I'm encouraging everybody to go to an NWF show. But if there's one show that you need to go to, it is the historic Ludlow Theater. Man,
Yes.
people have been telling
Yes.
people, all the NWF people that I know, been coming up to me like since for over a year and said, "Hey, man, I know you go to Covington. We appreciate you, but if you ever get a chance, need to go to a Ludlow show. The
Yes.
energy is different. The atmosphere is different. They got food. They got drinks. They got it's just different, man. It's just
Yeah.
different. So, from your experience with Ludlow, how would you describe the Ludlow shows compared to the other shows you've been to?
Man, when it comes to the Ludlow, so I every time that I perform at Ludlow, I feel like I have to try to find ways to tame myself because when I come out, the energy that I provide off of them, I feel it off of them and I give it back. My adrenaline just skyrockets. So sometimes when I get into that ring, I already feel like I already had a match. Like by the moment I'm in there, I'm like, oh man, now we actually have to go. My opponent's ready and here I am, and now we got to get this thing going. So it's um it's surreal, and they're up for just about everything you throw at them. It's you're always going to have a very memorable experience when you're at Ludlow. It's like you said, it's a completely different vibe compared to everywhere else we wrestle, which everywhere else, is great and fantastic, but like, just how the lighting is, how it's dim, it just there's nothing like it. It's something you just have to experience for yourself.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, people, like if you want it, going to any NWF show is cool. Any opportunity, any place you can go there, support independent wrestling. I'm all for that. I've been on that forever, and I've always have, always will, no matter the promotion, city, state, continent, country, whatever. But if you really want to feel like you've been to a wrestling show, you have to go to the Ludlow Theater. You have to go to that building. You know, they got the pizzas, man. They got the
Yep.
drinks. They got they got some juggling going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
Like,
do. Yeah.
it's not just the fact. It's not just the show itself and the wrestling portion. It's what happens after the show when the rings is getting cleared up and the music is being played and there's juggling. I'm seeing people that I'm seeing the waiters. You know, I'm seeing the bartenders juggling stuff. Like everything about that building just says, yeah, that building was meant for professional wrestling,
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, man, like go there. March the 8th is their next show. They're gonna be at Mount Orb on the 15th on March.
Mhm.
And then they got Elmwood Place, Fight for the Future, April the 12th. That's coming up. You are no stranger to that building, obviously. And
Oh
of
my gosh,
course,
yeah.
and then of course, April the 5th, the next Fear Fear show, that's the women's event, Grit and Grind. Yeah, Grit and Grace. That's Big Mama and the woman division. They take the forefront that day. So go check them out. And check out Nick Ultima, man. Check him out on Facebook. Check him out on Instagram, Nick Ultima. He's gonna be having some shows outside of NWF. Be on the lookout for him and merch in March. Him and Beck. They want revenge. They want another shot at the tag team gold. Be on the lookout for it, man. I'm happy to finally have this interview with you. It's been a minute since I've
Yes.
last interviewed an NWF person. So thank you for your time, man. And congrats on everything that you've done up to this point. You definitely have been a promising talent, and I look forward to see you grow and evolve so much in your coming years and stuff. So, and you got the Wing Generals title. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you want some NWF gold again in 2025. I believe that.
I think so. I think there might be a possibility.
So now the question is, which title you going for though? You want the unified belt? You want tri-state? You want the heavyweight title? What title
You
you have in
know,
mind?
I'm a guy who likes to take a couple footsteps and levels up as to where I feel where I'm at in my career. And I know I came up a bit short against James Cross at the last time I was at Ludlow, two Ludlows ago. And I think I would like another shot if possible, because I felt like I was pretty close. Pretty close. If I had just a little bit more and a certain somebody didn't throw the title right there in the center for him to pick up and to hit me in the face with, I think I could have possibly kicked his head off and won that thing.
Yeah, whenever you face Cross, he ain't gonna be there alone.
Yep,
He got the axis of power with him. He's got Thorn. He's got
yep,
Phoenix. He got Bones. And occasionally Savannah Sweet will be there as well.
yep.
So you facing the whole army, it seems like.
Yeah, it's definitely a numbers game.
Yeah, the numbers game, as always pertains to the axis of power. There's just no denying that. And even fans can comprehend that, Like, yeah, Cross, like if he's really that guy, if he's really, that dude, that champion that people could be proud of, he would tell his teammates, hey, I'm the champion, fall back, let me handle my business on my own. But
Hmm.
I've been to these shows long enough to know he ain't gonna do that. So this is yeah, nah. He gonna hang on to that title at all costs. That's just how he operates. But thank you, Nick, for your time, man. You enjoy your night, you enjoy your week. And I'll see you in NWF at a future show down the road. Keeping it under wraps when the next show is going to be. It's going to be a surprise.
All
So
right,
I'll
Kenny.
I'll I'll see you when I see you.
All right.
All right. You have a good night, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, bud.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right.